AskReddit by Amurag Bunu. What's something you thought all women do, but turns out they don't? Brush their hair 100 times a night. I can't find where I read this on, but apparently older shampoos used to be really harsh, more like soap. And they'd strip all the natural oils from your hair. All the brushing was supposed to help distribute the oils from your scalp through your hair. Buy a lot of clothes. In reality they just walk around in stores, touch clothes and say, oh, this is cute. It's probably more true these days because women's clothes tend to last 2 wears before disintegrating. I used to think girls cried ink, turns out it was just mascara. It's the black seeping out of our cold, dead hearts. Wash their bras after every time they wear one. It would get destroyed. Sleep. Every morning I ask my wife how she slept and it's the same reply. I didn't sleep at all. Poor girl hasn't slept in 30 years. My girlfriend will wake up and say I can't fall asleep after snoring for an hour and a half. Eat hot chip and lie. And twerk. Piss out of their buttholes. Turns out that my older sister was lying to me. Your older sister has a cloaker. Until I was about 10ish I thought all girls were vegetarian and all boys were meat eaters. This made me laugh so hard and reminded me of a similar story in my family. One day my older brother, who was like 5 at the time, came home from a playdate all distraught and told my mom, I just realized Paul's a girl. Paul was his best friend. My mom was confused and asked him why he thought that and he said cause she has blue eyes. It took a moment before my mom realized that all the men in our family have brown eyes and all the girls have blue eyes. So he just thought that's the way the world worked, lol. That women produce milk out of a single hole in their nipples. I'm 34 and just learned it comes out of a bunch of tiny holes like pores. My wife also thought this. I just learned this now. Practice witchcraft. Yeah, keep believing we don't. That every woman liked other women and they only were with a man because, well, I don't know. Turned out I was gay the entire time. LMAO, I love that, because, well, I don't know. Pillow fights in their underwear. Ruined my life when I learned this. As of right now, my wife and I are watching TV. Nothing important. I can totally grab a pillow and start swinging away and she would totally just join right in. I thought women would wear more skirts or high heels than they do in reality, which is 100% understandable. Why not be comfortable or dress however the hell you want? Only I feel like skirts and heels are just a bit overrepresented in media. Just like how you'll see way more men in suits on television or in movies than you generally will on the average street day to day. Edit. Also, women have way tighter clothes in media than reality, for obvious reasons. I'm a gay dude, I'm simply pointing out a disparity I've noticed, not ogling these women or anything, lol. The times also changed. I'm a millennial and my parents and their friends dress much less casually when I was growing up. My mom and her friends did wear skirts and heels and stockings. My dad and his friends wore ties. We just kind of threw all of that out the window and decided comfort was more important. I thought all vags just always hurt and penetration was severely painful and impossible. Turns out I have some weird vaginal disorder. Same. I thought that sex was just meant to always hurt. As a kid, I thought that girls thought that swords, shields, and armor were stupid. Turns out that there are plenty of women who love swords and knives and metalwork and stuff like that. And produce beautiful pieces at that. I like archery. Blood sacrifices once a month. I guess it's called menstruation or something. Honest mistake, I guess. What makes you think they don't? My wife keeps the pads and tampons in the same drawer as her candles. Coincidence? I think not. Powder their nose. Turns out it's mostly just in movies, lol. Powder your nose is just a way to say you're going to the bathroom or powder room to freshen up, reapply makeup or whatever, which we definitely do. Poop. I thought it was all humans, but apparently, girls don't. Who knew? Hot girls poop. I have been with my wife for 15 years and I have never heard her fart, not one time. I get to fart as much as I want because my husband can't hear shit. Apparently some women just straight up buy clothes without trying them on first. You'll know what women's clothing sizes are like. I could never take that risk. For me, if I've always been able to buy my size within a certain brand type of clothing, I usually have no problem with it. I have been disappointed a few times though. Wash our hair every day. I thought I was the stinky odd one out, but thank God I'm not washing it every single day. Dries my hair out like crazy. Greasy oily scalp hair type is why. Wear makeup. Growing up, my mother and many of the women in my family were legitimately gold diggers. It took too long to realize that not all women base their entire view of men off of their salary. At first I thought you meant they were actually minors or into gold panning, lol. The first girl that gave me a blowjob swallowed every time. She was also the last that did. First girl I was with didn't have any experience either. When I came she didn't know what to do with the load in her mouth. She looked at me and I shrugged. Then she looked around and found my half cup of some drink or other. I thought she'd spit it in there, but she took a sip, swallowed the whole thing down, raised her glass and said cheers. Fell a little in love with her right then. Hold in all their farts throughout the day and let them all out at once when they think no one can hear them. I let the demons out as soon as I get into my car after work.